All right, hello everybody. Hopefully you can all see this good. Everything sounds good on your end. Gonna do another test stream here. This live stream is going to be a tutorial inside Studio One. So give me just a second here while I get set up. Actually want to just make sure everything is good. Stream. All right, and I think we might be good to go here. All right. So in today's live stream, in today's tutorial, I should say, what I wanted to do was I wanted to go over a problem that I was having inside Studio One when recording a MIDI track and converting it to audio. Specifically with the Arturia Analog Lab. It's a VST that I got that came with the Arturia little MIDI keyboard controller I got. And the issue that I was having when converting these tracks to audio was on my my MIDI controller keyboard. I have a pitch wheel and modulation wheel, and the issue that I was having was anytime I tried to mix down a track where I applied pitch wheel or modulation, it wouldn't mix down the events of those wheels, of those events. It wouldn't mix it down into the audio with the track that I recorded, with all the notes that I recorded. So for example, if I have this right here, this track, I don't have any pitch wheel or modulation on there. And to mix it down to an audio track, you can hit bounce to new track. So there you see in audio form, and it's going to play back only the audio file. Let me undo that really quick. So the issue that I was having here, oh, and then another way to mix it down, you just mix down selection, then same thing. Track doesn't play anymore, but the audio track of that MIDI, of those MIDI events that you played, gets mixed down and plays back to you in audio, in a stereo track. So here's the issue that I was having. So let's say I wanted to add pitch wheel to that. So I'm going to record some pitch wheel events. Gonna do some random pitch wheel events here to mess around with it. Now I'm going to use some modulation. Alright, so that'll be very noticeable because as you can see in the MIDI track, you could actually see those pitch wheel and modulation events. So here is the issue that I was having. So let's say I wanted to mix it down. Now watch when you go back and listen to it. You can see it going over the pitch wheel events, but you don't hear the pitch going up and down. And then the modulation comes in. You don't hear the changes that I made after I recorded the pitch wheel and modulation events. So undo that so you can go back and hear it. Noticeable difference, right? So obviously you can hear those events on that track. So if you go to bounce to new track, same thing. Watch. You don't hear that pitch wheel event, and you don't hear the modulation event that comes in right after that. Alright. So I found a workaround to that. And what I did was I created a blank stereo audio track. Alright. I'm going to pick where the signal is going to come from, and I'm going to direct that signal to this audio track, and now I'm going to record it, and you're going to see the pitch, or you're going to hear that the pitch wheel and modulation, whoops, wrong track was armed there. Let me arm the right track right there. Okay, and then after it's done recording, you're going to hear those pitch wheel and modulation events mixed, or you're going to hear them instead on the stereo track now. And that was the goal in the first place with the mixdown option, or the bounce to new track option, but we weren't getting those results. So this was the workaround I went with to transfer those pitch wheel and modulation events to an audio track with the notes that I played on that MIDI track. So go. Hear those events being played back right now as it's recorded, and that's how the audio track's going to pick it up, or the channel's going to pick it up. So let me mute the MIDI, and let's go back and listen to that audio track. See, now you can hear it. Sorry if the stream is giving you guys poor quality, or sorry if the stream is in poor quality. But that is my workaround to transfer the MIDI, or sorry, the pitch wheel or modulation events that you might add to a MIDI track using the Arturia Analog Lab. This is the only instrument that I have this issue with. I tried it on the Air Music Technology Expand synthesizer or instrument that they have, and I've tried it with the Novation V Station, and of course I've tried it on the PreSonus instruments as well, like the MIDI. Here, I'll show you right now with the MIDI. What do we have here? Alright, we'll just record that really quick with pitch wheel events. So here we go. I'm just going to do a quick track, or record a quick track for that. Probably should have muted that track, but let's go back and listen to that. So you can hear the pitch wheel event on that track, on the MIDI track. So I'm going to bounce that one to a new audio track, and you're going to hear it in that too. So see, you can hear it there when you mix that. When you mix that track down using the MIDI from PreSonus, you still get those pitch wheel events mixed down with the sound that was coming out of that track, with the notes from the MIDI track. But for whatever reason, when you try that with Analog Lab, they don't mix down into the stereo track with the MIDI notes, with the MIDI events on there. So that was my workaround. I recorded the track on the MIDI track with the Analog Lab. I applied pitch wheel and modulation to it, and instead of selecting the mix down or bounce to new track, what I did was I created a blank stereo track, and I routed the signal from the MIDI to this stereo track, recorded it all the way through, and it was mixed down, or sorry, it was recorded with the pitch wheel and modulation events applied to the sound that was recorded. So that's my workaround on that. I hope this may have helped you guys. Anyone that was having the issue, anyone that uses Arturia Analog Lab, if you were having that issue, I hope that helped you. I know it took me a little bit to figure that out, so I was glad, happy that I was finally able to figure that workaround out. And because I had a few projects where I used this instrument and I tried to apply the pitch wheel to it, and when I went to mix it down, because when you mix down the track, like let's say you finished the whole song, you had all the tracks recorded that you wanted, everything was arranged in the way that you wanted, and you had like a 3-minute, 4-minute song. When you mixed it down and go to the project page, the studio, or the mastering suite basically for Studio One, when you brought that mixdown mix over to the project page, it didn't transfer those events with it. You couldn't hear the pitch wheel if you added that to your your Arturia Analog Lab track, if you had that in there. So that was getting frustrating. I was like, man, why is this not transferring over? I can't hear any of the pitch wheel or modulation that I added to my, the track that had that Arturia Analog Lab on it. So that was the workaround I had to figure out there. So I hope this helped you out. And if you want to see more tutorials, just leave in the comments section what other tutorials in Studio One you would like to see. I hope to do more of these live streams for you guys, whether it's tutorials in Studio One or gameplay footage. I hope to do that more frequently, especially with Destiny 2 coming out. Very excited. We're a few hours away from the launch here in California. Destiny 2 goes live at 9 p.m. and I am running a contest for that. A little celebration, if you will. A $30 gift card giveaway. So all you got to do is subscribe to my channel and wait for that video to get uploaded tomorrow. I'm going to upload video footage or gameplay footage from Destiny 2. And in that video, you're going to leave a comment just saying that you subscribed. Leave your subscriptions list public so I can see that you did subscribe. And I'm going to run in the contest until 11:59 tomorrow night Eastern time. After that, I'll close it off, and everyone that subscribed and commented on that video, I'm going to run you through a randomizer, and I'm going to select a winner, and I'll announce the winner next week when I record my new podcast. And on that podcast, that first thing I'm going to mention is going to be the winner of the $30 gift card giveaway. So I'm going to post the rules. Actually, the rules should be in the description of this video for that contest. So